Once again, good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to be back here. I still remain Professor Yomi Akinyeye of the Department of History and Strategic Studies, University of Lagos. Let me apologize for my unavoidable absence for some time on this channel. It's been due to the exigency of time, of duty, which has taken its toll on my time. We've had to conclude our second semester examination, and I've had the task of grading numerous scripts, which have had telling effects on my time and health. But thank God that is now behind us. Today's discussion has to do with the advice to governments in West Africa in general and the Sahel region to take a second look at their defense and foreign policy in response to the dynamics of contemporary geopolitics, which is making a new demand on them. These governments have been facing similar internal threats and external displeasure. They have been facing the challenges of insurgency, terrorism, and banditry, which have impacted both their internal security and relations with other countries of the world, and has elicited mixed reactions. There have been instances of threats, of intervention, or even direct invasion. On the social media, we've witnessed the President of America addressing the President of Burkina Faso that America will not stand by while he takes Burkina Faso on the journey is embarking on, because America has spent billions to maintain stability and peace in Africa in the past, and that America will not stand by to see that thrown to the dust. And in particular, he expressed his displeasure that Burkina Faso is cruising or moving close to new players on the West African strategic landscape, particularly China and Russia and Korea. He has even directly issued a threat to Nigeria that if Nigeria does not stop the genocide to Christians, America will have no choice than to come with a blazing gun in a vicious and devastating manner. It is in this wise that one thinks it advisable for West African states and the Sahelian states in particular to take a hard look at their defense and foreign policy in response to these geostrategic dynamics that has come to the sub-region. And to this end, since they are facing nearly common external and internal threats, they should think of pulling their resources together in order to be able to survive. For example, in insurgency, two critical factors for the success or failure of insurgency are popular support, popular and external support. Popular support takes various forms, just as external support also has various dimensions. These are the two critical factors which determine the success or failure of insurgency. Because of this, I'm advising that states of West Africa in general and the Sahel in particular look at their foreign policy with a view to thinking of the establishment of a security community. Security communities are of two broad types, mainly integrated security community and pluralistic security community. In integrated security community, signatory states they put their resources, their sovereignty and everything together to be able to have a common policy for their security. Whereas in pluralistic security community, they retain their sovereignty but have mutually agreeable terms of engagement. We are advising that they should think of pluralistic security community, whereby they agree to come together to prevent the territory of any member state from being used by any external power, either as a base to threaten any member states within the region. And then within their respective militaries, they should conceptualize their trainings so that they have cause of irregular warfare, versed in guerrilla tactics and strategy in tackling external invasion. Studies have shown that where there have been external invasion, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and what have you, the external invaders have not been able to succeed because those places have adopted irregular warfare because they are not able to meet such superior forces on conventional terms. And this has had the effect of wearing out external invaders. For West Africa to be able to stand any chance in the face of any external invasion, they have to adopt this time-tested tactics and strategy of meeting external invasion. Ordinarily, West Africa is sufficiently protected by the Sahara to the north, the Atlantic to the south, and the west. But if any external invader has a foothold in any part of these countries, it can use that to nullify this geostrategic advantage. And then if they are together in a pluralistic society, internal insurgents will be denied the critical factor of success of external support, in that they will not have basis to run to outside their situation or location of operation. So it's in this wise that contemporary global geopolitical dynamics dictate that the states of West Africa in general and the Sahel in particular have to take a hard look at their defense and foreign policies and come up with appropriate policy response to be able to stand the chance of maintaining their sovereignty and discouraging external intervention or invasion for whatever reason. Thank you.